rock star.
It's a funny switch, isn't it?
Well, it's amazing to me, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, I'm Tamara Henry, and we're here with Hal Sparks, healing the Bay tonight. What brings you out?
Even better time, because it's time for just a few laughs, we hope. We're honored to have actor, comedian, musician, and I could go on. Just general funny guy and performer in general. This is Hal Sparks. He's here with us this morning. He's performing at the Comedy Spot.
Thanks, Jamal. Our next guest got his start here in Chicago in Second City.
You've seen him on Queer as Folk, The Tonight Show, and VH1's I Love the 80s. Hal Sparks is back with us this morning. Good morning, Hal.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, so are you more well known for Talk Soup or Spider-Man 2?
It depends on where I am. Because at Comic-Con, Spider-Man 2. 2 years ago, I came down here just like the geek that I am to go to Comic-Con, and I'm walking up the steps and I'm like expecting... Cool Spidey outfit. Thanks. Where'd you get it?
I made it.
Looks uncomfortable.
It gets kind of itchy. It rides up in the crotch a little bit, too.
Essentially, let me start from the beginning because this is a lot of stuff. You have a real issue with the facts when there's 19 hijackers they put up on the website, and like 5 or 7 of them are still alive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that in and of itself grinds your story to a halt, grinds the official story to a halt.
Right.
Building 7, there's no way that building wasn't detonated. Everybody knows it. Nobody wants to talk about it except for the people who, from an architectural standpoint or an engineering point of view, just go, there's no other way this building came down. Nothing fell on it. There was not enough fire. End of story. Buildings don't fall like that. That's just stupid.
Absolutely.
From that point of view, then you have to, just on those two bases alone, that the fact that the people they said that actually caused it, some of them are still alive.
Right.
That all of them are Saudi, and none of them were from Afghanistan or Iraq.
Right. Why are we invading Iraq and Afghanistan over this?
Well, different reasons.
Right.
We're invading Iraq because, we set that guy up. He was one of our sort of CIA stooges for a long time, and then he was going to monetize. He was going to change the money in the oil trade from dollars to euros. So, and at the talk of that, the euro went from 61 cents to over $1, and then we went into Iraq like that.
Right.
Afghanistan, similar problems, except for, there's a natural gas pipeline they're going to put through there, there's an oil pipeline, and there's gold in the hills. Nobody talks about that, but there's gold, those Tora Bora hills where they're always talking, why don't we just nuke that whole area? Well, because there's a lot of gold in there, and we know it, and that's what we're in there getting out right now.
And there, of course, is the opium trade that we're also...
Right. But that's, quite frankly, that's the fast...
microphone.
Yeah, that's quite frankly the fast food element of it. The drug trade is the least of it. And considering that without that money it wouldn't prop up our entire government half the time. Drug money actually saved this country largely during the crash. I mean, there was an exchange that was like $500 million that was constantly shifting through. It was all drug money, and everybody knew it, and they just kind of took a back seat. Less enforcement, because without it, that money would have yanked some banks dead.
Right,
so anyways, you've got all that stuff going on. You have a responsibility, I think, to at least look deeper. You don't have to go all the way down the rabbit hole with some people. You also can't stick your head in the sand and act like it doesn't work. So other than that, I have no opinion.
Right on, man.
In the World Trade Center complex has just collapsed downtown. This is a live photograph of yet another building. Keep in mind that the World Trade Center complex, check me as I go here, Lisa, has 7 buildings total. Has the 2 towers. They're gone.
It's amazing.
Amazing, incredible, pick your word. For the 3rd time today, it's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before, when a building was deliberately destroyed by well-placed dynamite to knock it down.
Scott Brown during the friggin' candidacy. Scott Brown's like one of 3 legislators in that state, Mass, that voted against further benefits for 9/11 workers who went to Massachusetts, who went to New York City, and it was like 128 to 3.
Yeah.
He was one of the. Who the? All right.
Well, they were completely snowed with him. I mean, he's he's certainly not what he's pretending to be right now. He's just trying to capitalize off the Tea Party movement.
Yep, absolutely. So the interesting thing is, the vast majority of people in the country are sort of on your side of it in the regard that at the very least, what we were told is horse shit.
Right.
What the story is isn't the issue.
Well, as an organization, we don't claim to know exactly what happened, but we know
there's enough anecdotal evidence to tell you that what they said happened isn't right.
I mean, there's 6 out of the 10 investigators that wrote the commission report that have come out and said that the report is bullshit.
Exactly. So it's a much more commonly held belief, and it's not as shocking. And the only time they use it as a shocking point is on the news when they want to come after somebody.
Right.
The truth is, the rest of the country is all sitting around watching YouTube videos till 3 o'clock in the morning, going, "It's kind of a point."
Yeah, right.
Kind of a point.
Well, what do you think about Glenn Beck coming out and saying that 9/11 truthers want to kill the president, and he better watch his back in the White House because he's put 9/11 truthers into his administration, and if he swings too far to the center to be safe, that the 9/11 truthers.
Glenn Beck has a chemical imbalance caused by his ass surgery 3 years ago, so there's no route to logic or forethought. Asking me what. My opinion of what Glenn Beck thinks about any particular serious issue is like asking me what the character Jim Ignatowski on Taxi thinks about the very same issue. I would actually give that more credence because at least that was written and directed by James Burrows. So Glenn Beck is I think to some degree mentally incapacitated. So in that way, I find him pitiable. And being
I think
drug
that
addict,
he knows exactly what he's doing, and I think he's just intentionally trying to
dispel oligarchy.
I think he's intentionally trying to misdirect the Tea Party movement.
Well, I think he's trying to use the chunks that he can and dump the chunks that he can.
Right.
He's trying to legitimize portions of it so that he doesn't seem like a nutcase when he uses them to sell books and do other stuff.
Right.
But you can't have the other elements, so you've got to kind of carve them off by throwing them to the wolves, as it were. Use them when you want them.
Right.
He doesn't have any trouble driving these guys with guns to shoot cops out of their front door.
Right. He's absolutely a corporate whore, no doubt.
Yeah. So.
The most dangerous time in any regime, especially a radicalized regime, is when it is in collapse. Watch the Uber left. Pray that Obama moves to the center. If he does, pray that the Secret Service care for that man. That man is never left alone. He has invited 9/11 truthers into the White House and into his administration. If they believe that he's just another one of these guys, he is in danger.
You check out our website, wearechange.org.
Absolutely.
We had, you know who Cindy Sheehan is?
Of course.
Dude, tell them about...
We did a fundraiser last night with Cindy Sheehan. She's doing, as a protest, she's setting up a tent city on the lawn of the Washington Monument.
Wow.
And basically her idea is we're going to set up a tent city and we're going to stay here until Washington pays attention. And brings the troops home. So we're basically, the idea is we're going to become as much of a nuisance as possible to Washington, D.C. until they bring the troops home, until Obama fulfills his promise to bring the troops home.
Infowars.com at We Are Change Ohio.
Right. Big fan of We Are Change.